Good afternoon, YouTube. I was going to try to keep the intros to a minimum, but felt obligated to do an introduction on this. This is a song written by my good friend Martin T. Roberts. And immediately after this song, I want you to go on YouTube and put Martin T. Roberts in the search engine and listen to some of Marty's songs. I think he does this song as well. I'd like to take this opportunity, and I'll try not to cry. I've been blessed with three best friends, and my wife Eileen, my good friend Jim Schmiel, who's doing the video today, and my good friend Martin T. Roberts, aka Marty Roberts, but for some reason he wanted to be formal on YouTube, but it's his YouTube, so we're honoring his wishes. This is called, what is this called, Jim?
Driving Away?
No, I
saw
I
it
don't know
today?
if it's either called, I think it's called I Woke Up Today.
Ah.
And if it's not, it might be called Do You Ever Feel the Pain, but it's
Trembling.
Or it might be called Trembling.
It's a great song.
But it is a great song, and without further ado, here's Trembling. I woke up today and I thought of you, just as the sun was burning to dew off the grass, so I laid in the yard, staring at the clouds so hard they all became you. Hungry today and I thought of you, so I put on the coffee and started to stew. All the thoughts of you on my mind, every season, every line. She said to me, do you ever feel the pain? Night when no one's around, do you ever feel the ground trembling under you? Trembling under you. Trembling under you. Trembling under you. Bed tonight thinking of you. Wasn't a thing that I could do. I got to the window and looked at the stars, wonder exactly how far you are from me. Do you ever feel the pain? Like it's going down the drain. Light slips through your fingers like sand. The thing that you Well,
Who is this man and what is he doing in my woods? Hey, you!
Hey, you!
Over there, man!
Hey, over there in the woods!
What the hell do you think you're doing?
I don't think I'll ever play that the same again, and but it is what it is. Hi again. I'd like to dedicate this song to my good friend Scott Pickering, and my good friend Jim Schmiel over here was recounting a story. How long ago was it, Jim, that you ran into Scott and you guys talked about me a little bit?
Oh, 5 years?
About 5 years ago. And recently my wife Eileen and I went to Scott's, had a gallery open in Tremont, and we bought some artwork that we haven't seen yet, and the show's been over about a month now, but I'm sure I'll get it eventually. Anyways, Jim and Scott were talking, and I had another nickname. It was Sid. That was loosely based on the fact that my last name is the last name of Sid Barrett, and since I was into Pink Floyd, a lot of people at Kent called me Sid. And I wrote this pathetic song at Kent State. I'll wrap it up, Jim. Just be patient.
I'm saying look at the camera.
Oh, all right. Well, you know, sometimes people like, you know, when I look around and everything. You're cramping my style. Anyways, Scott was talking to Jim, and I paraphrased because I wasn't there, and Jim's doing it from his memory, and all our memories are shot by now, but he was like, you know, there are a lot of phony balonies out there, but Rick, you know, he was always Rick, and this song proves it, because it's pathetic. It's schmaltzy. What's his name? Who's that guy in the Sex Pistols? Sid Vicious had just died, and The Clash was out, and Talking Heads, and The Cramps, and what's some other cool bands I saw? The Butthole Surfers.
Oh yes.
And I wrote this pathetic song at Kent State about the state of my life at that time. And I promise this is going to be short, but when I went to art school at Kent State, a lot of the art students, the studio art students, may I add, not those graphic design people that had kind of a practical art background, but the studio art majors, they would be in these new wave and punk bands, and so there was this scene where the studio artists and the musicians would kind of get together, and we used to play at this place called JB's Down, which was ironically downstairs from JB's Up. And
nothing ironic about it.
Yeah, and I was in a band called The Cage at that time with Martin T. Roberts and Jim Drasdick, who's retired. He's become the Howard Hughes of The Cage, and Pat Jordan. And anyways, if there was a JB's Middle from JB's Up and JB's Down, The Cage probably would have played there, because we were too scabby for a lot of the new wave and punk bands, and we weren't bluesy enough or jazzy enough for JB's upstairs. So anyways, I digress. Scott, the song's for you. It's very pathetic, but it's pure, and I'll try not to cry during it. It's called The Artist Musicians. All flung out in between belches. Freshmen were served in small cups. Praises of losers, critiques of winners, personal downs and their they danced through the galleries like children of fancy, for friends that they made. The painters, they sung it, the singers, they hung it, and the artists,
you? Why are you over by my skids?
Hey,
What's going on, man?
we're trying to make it look depressing, remember?
Oh, that's my wood pile. I hope you didn't leave any marks.
This is the title track from Blue Reed's album, New Sensations. Ironically, it's called New Sensations. Check my map. Stopped at a roadside diner for a burger and a Coke. There were some country folks and hunters inside. Somebody got themselves married and somebody they died. I went to the jukebox and played a hillbilly song. They was arguing not football when I headed outside. Headed for the mountains, feeling warm inside. I love that GBC so much. Just kiss her. Lou Reed, man. Lou! Lou Reed!